Thank you, Emma. Burnley and Middlesbrough are headlining the championship weekend. Two of this league's A-listers are on the Friday night guest list. Turf Moor, Burnley's stately home, has seen it all down the years. In recent times, it's seen Burnley go to the Premier League and back. And the Premier League is a place where Middlesbrough long to be. It's been 8 long years since Borough wore the badge of the Premier League on their shirts. But optimism is in the Teesside air that wait could be over soon. In East Lancashire tonight, Burnley are about to test Michael Carrick's team's contender credentials. Well, let's take a look at the teams for you. And John Egan starts his first game for Burnley, having joined as a free agent in September. He replaces the injured CJ Egan-Riley. Josh Brownhill wins his place back in midfield. Josh Laron moves to the bench. Maxime Esteve has been a class act in the back four, which is not giving anything to anyone right now. Jay Rodriguez likes a goal against Borough. He's scored 4 in his last 8 games against them. Joe Worrell and Hjalmar Ekdal are both fit again, and they are on the bench. Seny Dieng has recovered from illness and goes straight back in with Sol Bryn making way in the Borough goal. Apart from that, it's the same team which started the win against Hull last week. This is a front four to be feared right now. Tommy Conway and Finn Azaz are scoring goals. Ben Doak and Delano Bergzorg are causing havoc, especially Doak, who's on loan from Liverpool. Emmanuel Latte-Lat must again make do with a place amongst the substitutes. So Josh Cullen starts in the Burnley midfield. Lee, he was absolutely integral to Burnley's promotion-winning campaign a couple of years ago. Is he beginning to kind of find that form again now?
Yeah, I think he is. I mean, I've watched him in recent weeks, and it does feel like he's finding that formula in that defensive holding midfield role, which arguably, a season they got promoted, he was one of their key elements of what he produced in getting the ball forward. This evening, he's got the likes of Simon Mentor in front of him, Jadon Ante and Khalil on that wide left, where I feel that he can really dictate games. If he does so, I think Burnley will come out on top. Finn Azaz, I mean, he's been in scintillating form just of late. You only have to look at his goal tally, and I really feel that since coming in from that sort of left wide position he has been playing on that right side, he's playing him more central, and he must relish the fact of having Tommy Conway that makes them darting runs in behind that creates either a space for him to roll a ball in or take them shots on, and that's why I feel he is so key this evening.
Well, tonight we've got 2 of English football's rising coaching talents meeting here. They've known each other since their teenage days when playing for Charlton against West Ham. Parker for Charlton, Carrick for West Ham. I wonder if they ever thought that this would happen. Scott Parker and Michael Carrick meeting as head coaches for the very first time. So the rain is lashing down here, the wind is driving across Turf Moor. Both teams battling each other and battling the elements here tonight as well. This is the start of a huge few days, particularly for Middlesbrough, with this tonight, and then a trip to Leeds United, and then Millwall at the end of next week too, all facing potential promotion contenders. That's what Middlesbrough will be facing in these next 7 to 8 days, but it starts here at Turf Moor tonight.
And it really does, and it's a benchmark, isn't it, for them to really go and show the teams that are certainly in and around the promotion race that they're good enough starting this evening. And I feel that they are. I do have to highlight the lack of consistency, really, when you have to look at their results, where you do feel that they win one, sort of lose one, win 2, then lose one. They need to get that balance right, and I do feel that Michael Carrick's not far away from actually getting that correct. He touched on that forward line, and they are scoring goals at will, but you do have to shut up shop, and with that Gold side who everyone just likes to see because they score goals. It's all about promotion, I feel, for them this season.
There's Esteve. Now Brownhill finding John Egan, making his first start for Burnley tonight. He was training with the club in the summer. They got the deal done in September. He left Sheffield United at the end of last season. Forward by Cullen. Anthony will give chase. start of the season, struggling to score, struggling to create chances. The hours they put in on the attacking side of the game are beginning to pay off now. Scott Parker believes there is still more to come. Burnley are more confident now, getting more bodies forward into the opposition box as well, and we've seen them start to create a little bit more in the last few games.
Yeah, and I think that's what's been, I think, quite key, hasn't it? I think just of late in particular, I thought the Stoke game, they were absolutely excellent. They really did. You do feel that Matchday has obviously improved, and they are looking more of a threat going forward, and they should do with the players that they have on the field. I think Jay Rodriguez gives them a massive focal point. He does, for me, have to play through the 18-yard box, through a more of a central role, and let the wide men offer certainly the crosses that he can relish the fact of getting on the end of.
Egan and Trafford combining. Here's Connor Roberts. Egan again, trying to slip that ball over the top to Jaden Anthony. One of the key changes Scott Parker has made in recent weeks has been switching Anthony and Koleosho. Anthony's now starting from the right and Koleosho from the left, which is where Scott Parker believes he will be more effective.
Yeah, and I think even that looks better, doesn't it? I mean, we did the game away at Millwall, and it was always going to be a tough ask. You know, they were always going to be in your face, Millwall, but I just felt that the two wide men in particular are so important in this Burnley side, and they didn't really offer as much as what I felt, especially Koleosho. I feel that he has got so much potential. I'm starting to see it in recent weeks.
Yeah, and a scrap there with Dijksteel. There's Edmondson. Now Hackney. Borges. Dijksteel again. Brownhill in the way for Burnley. Koleosho. There's Egan. Now Roberts. Burnley being watertight at the back this season. Middlesbrough scored 14 goals in their last 3 away games, including the 6 at Oxford. There's Jaden Anthony. Cullen. Humphrey stepping inside from left back. Koleosho. Do some damage from that far side. Cullen involved again. Burnley have settled down with the ball here.
Yeah, it's a nice balance. It's a good start from the home side. Even having Brownhill back in there. Josh Oron has been excellent as well. You might feel that a bit aggrieved not actually starting this evening, but I suppose Parker's just trying to get that balance correct, isn't it? Where they're not going to offer a lot more, and that's what Brownhill does, being the top scorer.
Yeah, both head coaches have had some difficult decisions to make ahead of this. Koleosho just about switched on in time, but then lost out. Tony Conway will give this a go for Middlesbrough, but Roberts beats him to the punch.
I'll tell you what, it's going to be a tough evening though for both sides. I mean, we look at this fixture, both sides like to have possession of the ball. So obviously trying to be effective with that, but with this wind and trying to keep the ball on the deck, it's going to be a tough ask.
Borges doing the defending for Middlesbrough. Under pressure from Jaden Anthony. There's Cullen. Brownhill picks up again. Koleosho. There's Humphreys. Jay Rodriguez getting involved. Anthony. Anthony's cross. Rodriguez was waiting in the middle. Jaden Anthony picks up again. And a positive start this from Burnley. Esteve, you can hear what the fans want. From all the 45 yards. There's Koleosho. He's out with Dijksteel. Dijksteel stands his ground and concedes the throw.
Yeah, he did really well. Right, still, he was just going to out for a corner, he realised that. I do feel that Borough are happy enough, aren't they, just to... So Burnley are going to set up. They do that at times, they allow teams to have that bit of possession, which I thought that they would do, and then they can certainly spring that counter-attack, which they have done brilliantly this season.
Sarmiento. And Bashir Humphreys. Humphreys again. And they're looking for a clever spin. Here he is again. And away that time by Dale Fry. And Middlesbrough looking for something on the counter-attack here. Cullen makes the challenge and commits the foul, and a chance for Middlesbrough to try and spend some time with the ball.
I think, just looking at John Rodriguez there, only really pinning one of them centre-halves, particularly if it's going out to that sort of left-hand side. We're going playing against Dale Fry. Likewise on this left side, occupy one of them. It's too easy because, you know, when attacking players want to play off him.
Well, that's where Kolyosha can be dangerous on the counter-attack. Scott Parker watched him last season and thought that when he was fit and playing in the first half of last season in the Premier League, when Burnley were looking for attacks on the counter-attack, he had space to run into, and he was dangerous then, a different proposition when he's playing against a deep-line defence.
And he's got that sharpness and clever wit about him for a young man. He has. I just want to see a lot more. I know there's a lot more to come from him. At times I see him doing some sparkling, brilliant things, but as we know, in that final third, it's all about the numbers, assists, goals. And he can start adding that to his game. And the sky's the limit.
There's Edmondson. He's been a bit of a revelation. He made the loan switch from Ipswich to Teesside during the summer.
And again, that's where Finners wants to get into them pockets, doesn't he? Where whether it's going to be Josh Brownhill that just pulls him back, is chasing back. He knows that Cullen's going to be the more deeper defensive midfielder. He can get on the ball in them areas. You know what he can certainly cause.
There's Bergzorg standing his ground. Now Doak. There's Dagsteel. Looking for Doak again, who's not only been wreaking havoc in the Middlesbrough shirt, but that of Scotland as well. He's direct, he's quick. It will be a test for Humphreys tonight. Trafford with eyes on it, hands on it too. It could be a tricky night for the keepers.
Looks that way.
And I know that you're in that hood and hat somewhere, aren't you?
I'm here, definitely.
There's Cullen. As the rain starts to get heavier at Turf Moor. There's Dale Fry. Good to see him back fit. 9 months of struggle because of a pelvic injury. Dale Fry, he didn't expect to be out for so long. He turned against Luton, started again against Hull for the first time since that injury. He's back in from the off tonight. Barlasser. Hackney. To pick out Ben Doak.
Well, you can see why they want to try and get him on the ball, because he's so direct. I mean, he's a joy to watch for a young man. And again, someone with bags of potential. I love the fact that when he gets on the ball, he's got one thing on his mind. He wants to get by his marker and put delivery into the box, which he has done this season. And he's been so effective. He does hug that touchline.
Yeah, they weren't expecting Ben Doak to be available. It was the last couple of days before the window closed that they were tipped off after Liverpool signed Federico Chiesa that Ben Doak would be available. He was a player who was recommended to the hierarchy by Michael Carrick, and then his assistant Jonathan Woodgate used his contacts at Liverpool, where he used to be a scout, to register Middlesbrough's interest and help get the deal done. salary is. He does have a recall clause in the loan in January. But as it stands right now, they're not expecting Liverpool to trigger that.
It'd be good to see him have a full season at Borough, wouldn't it? Because it does look like he's enjoying his time. And the way that Borough play, I think it will do him no harm whatsoever.
Looks like he's enjoying himself, doesn't he?
Really?
He's won 50% of his championship games as a head coach so far. 47 of 94. That's some record. He's hoping to repeat the feats of his first season and take Middlesbrough into the playoffs again at the minimum.
Yeah, he's got him playing some really attractive football, and I think the way that they've recruited their own situations, I think they've certainly taken Borough in the right direction. Michael Carrick has. I do feel this is a big season for them.
They forced it through, and it's Dagsteel who's giving chase. He hits the deck, but it didn't matter. Where did Anthony Dagsteel appear from? Middlesbrough have done the seemingly impossible. Score against Burnley. Burnley's defence breached, and Middlesbrough's Anthony Dagsteel has sent a wrecking ball through it.
Well, what a finish, and what a celebration that is, by the way. Is that and the old fire by the looks of it. It's a cold evening, but what a finish this is from Dagsteel. He really is touched on, just having that clever bit of nous here. The ball through. I'll tell you what, the finish is exquisite. It really is, because there's still an awful lot to do, and it's a little dink, isn't it? Because then James Trafford comes out, he engages him, and you can just see he just gets his foot under the ball. All he knows, he has to prod it towards goal, and he does it brilliantly, lifts it over Trafford, and a super goal for Dagsteel.
Red hot. Anthony Dagsteel puts Middlesbrough in front. His second goal of the season, but his first in the championship. His other goal this season came in the Carabao Cup win at Leeds United, when he tiptoed in. The perfect start for Middlesbrough. And only the third goal that Burnley have conceded here this season.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, isn't it? I mean, to concede just 3 this season shows how good they have been defensively. It really has. James Trafford's a super goalkeeper. I think he learnt a lot playing in the Premier League last season. He has grown with strength, I feel. He had no chance for that whatsoever.
Portsmouth's Callum Lang was the last opposition player to score here. That was back in September. So Burnley have to do something that they haven't had to do for the last few weeks, and that is try and hit back and respond after falling behind. There's Jaden Anthony. Now Sarmiento looking to hold off Bergzorg. Anthony again. Cullen. Opened up for Cullen. Well, he took the opportunity. Well, there was a deflection in there, and then Dieng had to take evasive action.
Yeah, he did. And I mean, on top of the deflection, the wind swirling all over the place, and Josh Cullen's got every right to take this strike, on which he does. It might be a double deflection. And route to goal. The last one was off Bale Fry, but it caused a problem for Seny Dieng. Ends up being a really good save.
And the referee with a little bit of sorting out to do before the corner is taken. Jay Rodriguez amongst those waiting in the middle. Only one of those who tries to make the first contact in these kind of situations, Rodriguez. Steph being watched by Neto Borges. They're getting to know each other. Walter Colliosho, there is a plan in there, as Robert said it sights.
It was a well-worked corner. It really was. I love to see these inventive corner situations just to try and disrupt what they think's going on. One from Colliosho, and good strike from Connor Roberts.
That score when these two last met at the Riverside on the night that Burnley sealed their return to the Premier League on the Vincent Kompany. Middlesbrough had to watch Burnley party in their own backyard that particular night, and a few weeks later watch Coventry party in their own backyard too, as Coventry knocked them out of the playoffs. Borges with defending to do again here. Against Jayden Anthony, so a real power battle between the two. The goal kick is the outcome.
Let's just have another look how good this goal really was. I mean, all of it, the pass, and Barlasa, it's an absolutely brilliant defence-beating pass. And I tell you what, I know he gets inside of Humphries, but just have a look what he has to do. He's got Trafford coming, certainly, to engage. He's got Humphries breathing down his neck. Could have easily been a penalty, but he just composed himself and had a super little chip over Trafford. Great goal.
Jayden Anthony. They're on the front foot again. Anthony once more, swinging that cross in, trying to hit Rodriguez, and Koryosha was looking to cause trouble. Here's Humphries. Koryosha again. Sarmiento with it himself. Few balls on the pitch right now. There's Jayden Anthony. The second ball has been removed. There's Sarmiento. Going back to Anthony Dijksteel, he was expected to leave Middlesbrough in the summer. He hadn't really featured in the time under Michael Carrick. He's holding on to his place at right back at the moment, and he's come up with a big moment there for Middlesbrough. There's Connor Roberts. Now Anthony. Burnley get the free kick. Sarmiento wants to get on with things quickly, but he'll have to roll it back here. A chance for Burnley to test Middlesbrough from this set piece.
Well, Sarmiento likes to come out into these wide areas, and he has to get on the ball as much as he can, because he can affect this game massively. I know that Burnley do like to get, showing Anthony on the ball, but he's so key.
Well, Seny Dieng and his Middlesbrough teammates will have to battle the elements here. The wind is gusting that way by the looks of it. Although it's just stopped for a second. Has someone turned the wind machine off? In by Jayden Anthony. It's a flat delivery which has been dealt with. Anthony with a chance to reload here. Plenty in claret waiting in the middle. There's Sarmiento. Sarmiento trying to bulldoze his way through. Quick thinking with Sarmiento. That's Brownhill. Koryosha rising with Dijksteel. Doak helping out defensively for Middlesbrough. Well, nowhere to go for Middlesbrough right now.
Burnley just need that little bit of quality, don't they? Anthony on this right-hand side, he's had plenty of ball and maybe not quite got that delivery.
Humphries. Now Connor Roberts. Jayden Anthony again. Even to Scott Parker of Bournemouth. It's Cullen. He tried to pick out Koryosha. Dijksteel with a touch. It's Koryosha. And now Jayden Anthony. There is chaos in that Middlesbrough box.
I'm just wondering why Koryosha hasn't gone himself. I think that was the best opportunity. Oh, Cullen just flicked away from Dijksteel. The wind holds it up, doesn't it? And then It's a poor ball because Jay Rodriguez makes that run at that near post. That's obviously where he's trying to pick out, but maybe the first touch, just compose yourself and then make that decision to pick someone out or take that shot on.
Much more orthodox corner delivery that time, but over the head of Humphreys. Try and keep Burnley on the front foot here. Cullen. Rodriguez the target, he gets to it, had to stretch though and smashed away by the goal scorer Dijksteel. Only seen plenty of the ball, but Middlesbrough have the edge here. There's Koleosho again, driving away from Dijksteel, who's helped out by Barlasa. Now Doak looking to get Middlesbrough up the pitch. Protected the ball really well there, Ben Doak. There's Sarmiento. He's closing in, he needs a bit of help here, Sarmiento. Sarmiento! He didn't need any help, he smashes that via deflection into the side netting.
Yeah, all of a sudden he's come to life, hasn't he? And that's why I said he needs to be on that football. I know that he's chose to go alone, he's forced a massive save there from Johnny Dieng. I love the fact that improvised rather than crossing that ball. He's gone for that near post and he tested Dieng in goal.
I think it was another shot which took a nick on the way through again and Dieng had to react again. Rodriguez lurking once more, the referee, Andrew Kitchen, going to have another word, this time with Finazaz. Right on top of Seny Dieng. This is Connor Roberts again. It's Roberts. Look at Burnley again. They want the free kick, they get the free kick. Just outside the box.
I'll tell you what, they've responded brilliantly, haven't they? Since going a goal down. I mean, now asking questions, they're dominating the ball, and there is a foul on the edge of the box. There's no need to make that, is it? Edmondson, that just shows. Obviously, they're dominating the football. Touches in the box as well. All they're missing is that goal just to back level. They are knocking on the door.
Middlesbrough are a team who will give up opportunities to the opposition. Michael Carrick does want them to be a little bit more sound defensively. Jordan Anthony is standing over this.
I think this is one of them free kicks, particularly with the wind swirling. You've got to make sure that you're really going for more of a powerful strike rather than trying to pick out a top corner, close range.
Bashir Humphreys has arrived on the scene as well. Over the wall in front of the Middlesbrough wall. It's Jaden Anthony. Whatever they had planned did not come off. Again, sloppy in possession. There's Connor Roberts. Sarmiento. Connor Roberts once more. He's been heavily involved as Roberts. Jaden Anthony. Anthony's cross. And coming through the crowd was Brownhill. And it deflects up and behind for another Burnley corner.
Yeah, that's what Josh Brownhill does brilliantly. He gets into them areas. He just rings the edge of the box. Anything that comes out, he's usually there or thereabouts. Ends up forcing a big deflection wide, but I've been really impressed with Burnley, I must say.
We saw Seny Dieng get a touch on the last corner from that side. He is a goalkeeper who likes to try and command his box. He's got plenty of company again, right on his goal line. Dropped again, right on top of him. He manages to repel it.
I tell you what, there's been two brilliant deliveries from Anthony from corners, really right on top of Seny Dieng. Borough need to really recompose, don't they? They need to start getting a bit of a grip of this game.
Scoreline-wise, they have seized control of this contest. Burnley have been asking questions. Burnley. Hits the deck and gets the free kick.
In need, but it does just feel that really are. I think it is a matter of time for Scott Parker getting that reply. Let's have a look at that. Borough only shot and they've scored, and then Burnley really responding well, not just keeping the ball for possession's sake, really asking a question of Seny Dieng in goal and that back line of Borough.
Difficulty in the opening exchange to this season, opening up teams that do sit deep at Burnley, which is why Scott Parker put the emphasis on their attacking play. Knew defensively they were solid enough. There's Tommy Conway as Borough venture forward. Borges and Middlesbrough get a corner kick.
This is what I feel that they're really good at. I think turning the ball over. They find themselves in good areas. Second top scorers in the league, and that's why, because they've got so many effective players in their forward areas. Just take that time of getting a bit more control, which they haven't been able to do.
Well, they've scored 4 goals from corners so far this season, have Middlesbrough. They have the threat now of Dale Fry. They sent towards that far post, and chance here for Sarmiento to launch a counter-attack for Burnley. Koleosho driving forward ahead of it. Here is Koleosho as Middlesbrough flood bodies back and manage to deal with that.
I'll tell you what, there's a massive counter-attack on there. Anthony in acres of space. If he could just get his head up, anything into that area where he can run onto.
There's Bergzorg, who's been a real threat for Middlesbrough in the last few weeks. Borges. Now Barlasa. Not seen too much of this from Middlesbrough so far, building a base camp in the Burnley half. Doak. There's Edmondson. Now Dale Fry to Dijksteel. There's Doak. 2 for company, he's used to that. He saw the gap, he went for it. Doak again. Then Doak. It's Doak! Inches away from a spectacular strike from Ben Doak. He was unstoppable then.
Wow, what a special goal that would have been from Ben Doak. Tell you what, absolutely brilliant. No centre of gravity, positive. Absolutely, really a worldie, wasn't it?
Once again, Ben Doak making an impact, and Burnley simply couldn't stop him then. The finish was just inches away from perfection.
It's one of them where no one really wanted to go and make that challenge, because he's got that sharpness and ability to just drive away from players. Hard to defend.
Roberts. This is Cullen. Only unbeaten at home so far this season, but trailing here thanks to that early strike from Anthony Dijksteel. A dink from Dijksteel. There's Sarmiento. Anthony. Sarmiento continues his run and forces yet another Burnley corner.
Yeah, he's the spark. He is the spark. If anything's going to happen, you do feel it's from that wide area. Something special from Sarmiento. Lovely little interchange pass and give and goes. Like I said, they've just lacked that little bit of quality into a central area where Rodriguez won't turn down an opportunity.
A chance for Jayden Anthony to deliver again here. Swinging from this near side, Doak gets his head on it. There's Sarmiento again. Brownhill. Humphreys. There's Koleosho. Barlasa trying to set Bergzorg away. A step with the matter in hand. There has been a slight tweak with the Burnley system in recent weeks, with an out-and-out number 10 now in Jeremy Sarmiento, rather than the 4-3-3 system that they started the season with.
I think it gives them that little bit more of a balance going forward. I think particularly when you've got someone who can go and play in that role. Sarmiento definitely can. He ticks all the boxes, doesn't he? That's what he brought to the football club to do.
Freezing strongly there on Doak. He's not about to be given the run around that time, the Burnley left-back.
It's a good little battle over there, isn't it, with Humphreys and Doak.
Koleosho, Sarmiento. Gets it back from Brownhill. Cullen now. Koleosho again. As Burnley look to close in again. Koleosho taking the shot on. Dijksteel was in the way. Looking to help out defensively. There's Sarmiento again. Bergzorg will pick up, but no way past Connor Roberts. Anthony. And a step away from Bergzorg. Sarmiento. Roberts. Rodriguez in the middle. It's gone beyond him. Brownhill gets a touch on it. Now Finazaz looking to set Doak away, but Humphreys has defended really well again.
Really good defending. Have to be better with the ball, Middlesbrough. Otherwise it's going to be a long evening. Sitting back defending. Finazaz has to put that into an area that there's a foot race going on between Humphreys and Doak for sure.
Much more comfortable bit of work that time for Seny Dieng.
Let's have another look at this run front. This young man, stacks of ability. Look, he's getting his shirt tugged, gets on with it. No one really wants to tackle him. Low centre of gravity, and then to take that strike on. I mean, if that nestles in that far corner, it is an absolute dream of a goal.
19-year-old, a rising star in the Championship. But plenty of pressure on himself in the early stages of this season after making the late loan switch to Middlesbrough. Since then, he's just tried to relax a little bit, and since he started doing that, he feels his performances have got even better. He gets away from Tommy Conway, but he gets the free kick. There's Edmondson. Dijksteel. There's Doak again, and once again Humphreys getting touch tight and winning the duel. Brownhill.
This is a big stat, isn't it? And that's because they're really pushing there, squeezing, going to making mistakes, but there just doesn't seem to be an outlet. And the next box up, we'll have a look and we'll just show exactly why. Because when you look at Tommy Conway, who is certainly a work ethic, certainly will ask for it. He's barely had a touch of the ball.
Well, that's Connor Roberts! He strikes against Middlesbrough again. Seny Dieng beaten in the Borough goal, and that goal has been coming.
Wow. I'm just questioning. Got to have another look at Seny Dieng's positioning, because it really was a bit of a floaty strike. But listen, it's a great finish from Connor Roberts. Likes to get forward, gets himself in some really key areas. completely offering support wide, but he finds himself a little bit more central, doesn't he? Because he goes, he gets a little 1-2 and then takes the strike off, but it's almost like a chip, floaty shot that you'd expect Sonny Dieng certainly to deal with. I mean, listen, whether he's just spotted him way off his line, that would be the big question, but if he has, it's a super pick out and a super goal. Sonny Dieng's miles off his line, isn't he, for a strike of that sort, with not much pace on what has been coming.
Connor Roberts up and over Sonny Dieng with his left foot. And with the conditions the way they are here tonight, I'm not saying it played a part in that goal from Roberts, but with the conditions the way they are, why wouldn't you take a chance?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, listen, it's blowing an absolute gale at the moment, isn't it? And it's a swirling wind, so, I mean, just have a look at the corner flags. Unbelievable.
Jaden Anthony trying to set Brownhill away. Borges. Bergsorg runs into Sarmiento. There's Finazaz. Bentdoak the target here. Humphreys is there again. Connor Roberts scored for Burnley. I mentioned earlier the night they sealed promotion back to the Premier League at the Riverside against Middlesbrough. They've turned up here and he's done it again.
Yeah, he has. There's been a lot of ball down this right-hand side. Anthony getting an awful lot, but that's when you have to watch the movement of Connor Robertson. You can see there that he's had the most touches in the game, and that's because he has had a massive flow down the right-hand side for Burnley, and he does offer that support, whether it's going beyond or coming inside, and the backs and then balls off into the more central area, which resorted to the goal.
Well, both teams have been scoring goals of late, and both have hit the back of the net here in this contest tonight. Burnley looking to go back to the top of the championship. Middlesbrough win this, they'll move within 3 points of Burnley. Borough starting tonight in 5th place in the championship.
That would be the response that Scott Parker and all the home fans really would have wanted to have, I think, been the better side by a long stretch. Possession, not just possession, but they've been asking questions ever since that goal. And yes, as Borough do look dangerous on the counter and the turnovers, and it was a out of the blue finish for Dyke-Still.
Both right backs on target here. There's Edmondson. Tommy Conway. It's flagged offside. He hasn't had too much to go at as of yet, Tommy Conway.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I just feel that if they can put balls into areas that he can chase down, he will do so, but he's had nothing into his feet, and look at where he's had his most touches. It's in his own half where he's had to come back and actually defend. That's where he's not effective.
Yeah, the strikers in the championship, he's had the best strike rate so far. 1 goal every 105 minutes ahead of this. He's watching on from afar here as Jaden Anthony sets up Brownhill. Well, we've seen him do it before, Josh Brownhill, from that kind of range, but he was just unable to deliver that time.
It's such a good passage of play. I mean, working wide areas, Koleosho into Anthony, and it's a fabulous first touch because he just tees it nicely for Brownhill to come on and whip that. It's not a million miles away, flying in the net. Great bit of play from Burnley.
Brownhill in the way there. Plenty more EFL football coming your way over the weekend. Tomorrow's headline act, There's across the Pennines, Ellen Road leads against Derby. See that from 11. Always spicy with those two meet. There's Dale Fry. Now Dijksteel. Looking to get the better of Koleosho, and he stood his ground, Anthony Dijksteel. Koleosho's gone back for more. He commits the foul.
He does really well, doesn't he? Because he's Koleosho flipping at his heels. Feels that he got enough contact on the ball.
Edmondson waits, as does Tommy Conway inside the Burnley box. Dale Fry is forward too, looking to try and make an impact here. Two players have hit the deck in the middle. Palmer Roberts, Neto Borges, the two who picked themselves back up. That might have been the wind, you know.
I was going to say, I thought it was. Was it the wind? I think the push might have certainly helped.
Can from this set piece. It's dealt with by Burnley as Edmondson had a swing at it. There's Dijksteel. Now Barlassa. He's found himself back in the Middlesbrough team of late with the injury to Aidan Morris. He's had to be patient. There's down Barlassa. This is Hackney. Over the head of Borges. Scott Parker has been promoted in the past from this league. His two previous seasons in this league with Fulham and Bournemouth. He's had an out-and-out striker and goal scorer. Alexander Mitrovic during his time at Fulham, and Dominic Solanke at Bournemouth. Right now, when Burnley are scoring, they are spreading the goals around.
Yeah, you do feel that is that something that they might look at in January, because I think if you can get someone who's quite prolific. I mean, the season they went up there, but it's Nathan Teller that was the key goal scorer. I think if you can find that solution, why shouldn't they be such a good squad of players?
Roberts has played that ball through and smuggled it through to Anthony, but he is offside.
Let's have another look at this goal. I felt that Sonny Dieng, I know it was a good finish, and listen, it's one of them where Roberts, I think, just takes a swipe, doesn't he? I think there's just no pace on it, and you can see Sonny Dieng is positioning. He's just way out of his goal. I'm not sure whether he's expecting that strike to be taken on, but it's a poor goal to concede.
Well, Mark Schwarzer is in the studio tonight, so he will give his view on that at half-time.
Could be goalkeepers' union, you know that.
Speak to man who used to go up against goalkeepers week after week, and the keepers will come out and talk. There's Dale Fry. Doak. He's gone for the return. Referee's turned into trouble. Referee's played the advantage as Barlassa makes his way forward. There's Hayden Hackney, and it's straight down the throat to Trafford. And that is the final act of the first 45 minutes, where the right-backs have been writing the headlines. Anthony Dijksteel with a dink to put Middlesbrough in front, but Burnley bossed the ball and drove at Middlesbrough and eventually got their equaliser. Conor Roberts with his left foot setting his sights and looping a shot over Sonny Dieng. At the break, it's Burnley 1, Middlesbrough 1. Yes, thanks Emma. Scott Parker emerging for the second half. Before him, Michael Carrick, who at the start of the season was packing his team at the Riverside with all of his attacking talents. Phil As playing wide, Tommy Conway as a 10 and Latte Lass as the 9. And it had worked to perfection in his first season in charge when he was putting all his attacking talent into the team, the likes of Chuba Akpom. But it wasn't particularly working for Middlesbrough this time around, and since he's moved Finn Azaz into that number 10 position, they've been more balanced, and it's a scrap now between Tommy Conway and Emmanuel Latelat for that number 9 position.
Yeah, and I think it works well, doesn't it? I think you've got the option of bringing Latelat, and they're both capable of scoring goals, and I think they're very similar in the way they approach things. They like to run in behind and cause problems.
Burnley get the second half underway, having responded well to falling behind to Anthony Dijksteel's goal. Connor Roberts levelling up with his left-footed effort, which went up and over Seny Dieng.
Well, I do feel if they've got to approach this second half, it has to be better. Just have to look at the average positions from that first half, very deep, literally compacting that defensive unit and not being able to get out. So they have to figure out a formula of obviously keeping the ball better and trying to pick out them forward players where it's going to stick, or they're going to be able to relieve that pressure. Otherwise, it's going to be a long second half.
The decision here going against Sarmiento.
A little bit scrappy, wasn't it? Sarmiento felt he was fouled, and then there was a bit of a handball in there.
Middlesbrough are a team who do like to get on the front foot, no matter where they go, who they play. They've pushed them back in this game so far, but here's Ben Doak. Koleosho helping out Humphreys. There's been some scrap on that side of the pitch, particularly between Doak and Humphreys. It's gone one way then the other, a bit like Ben Doak. There's Koleosho, who skips away from Hackney. A clean challenge by Dijksteel. It's Dijksteel again. Koleosho doing the defending once more. You mentioned it in the first half, but Luca Koleosho does look livelier operating from the left, which is why Scott Parker made the switch.
Yeah, you can see there's effectiveness, isn't there, where he gets on the ball, he can come inside. I think he just prefers being in that more balanced position. Sometimes it suits.
Season cut short last time around because of injury, Luca Koleosho. There's a step. Now Humphreys. Dropping back to get Burnley moving. Connor Roberts. There's Roberts stepping in field again. Now to Cullen. He's been back. Isn't the heights he hit in the first time around in the championship under Vincent Kompany a couple of years ago. He's found that kind of form again in recent weeks, Josh Cullen. Koleosho made room for the cross, or tried to, but Dijksteel stuck a boot out.
It's very good. That's a positive. Tries to get half a yard so we can put that cross in the box. Defending.
Yeah, he's keeping Luke Ayling out of the team at the moment. Anthony Dijksteel.
I know that he's touched on it in studio. It was a super finish, wasn't it? He watched it over and over.
Jaden Anthony. Moving the corner short, delivers the cross. Flying away for Middlesbrough. There's Cullen again. Connor Roberts. Rodriguez had made the dash forward. He's had to check back since. Jaden Anthony. Roberts again. for Jadon Anthony, but once again it's Fry who gets the better of the Burnley attackers, and Burnley were offside in any case. Rodriguez, 35 years of age, leading the Burnley attack. This Burnley team is the third youngest in the Championship, and Scott Parker very proud of what they've done so far after the huge churn and turnover of players in the summer.
Yeah, I think he's done a brilliant job, I really do. I think at times when you have players coming into the building and going out of the building, I don't think it's easy to get that balance right, and you're just going to take over from what Vincent Kompany did, but it's not the case. Done a great job.
Many of those signings came in after the season had begun. Well, Middlesbrough get themselves a free kick now, despite the protest of Esteve.
I haven't seen much of forward plays for Borough. It's just come through the back of Virgil. There's another one. Doesn't just hug the touchline, does he? He likes to go and drift inside and sometimes make it a bit of a two with whoever it is. It's kind of made it's playing up there. Hard to defend and hard to pick up.
Yeah, he's unpredictable, is Delano Bergzorg. We saw that at times during his spell at Huddersfield last season. Well, Lasser is standing over this. What's in his mind here? Edmondson and Fry both waiting inside the Burnley box. Lifted in by Barlaser, and somehow the header has gone wide. George Edmondson, one of those to come racing in, and the goal was right in front of him, but he couldn't find the target.
Oh, he's got to score. He's got to score. I mean, the ball in's perfect. I mean, all he has to do is just maybe hit the target even. I think he's gone for more of a guidance, hasn't he? He's trying to guide it in that far corner rather than just making the full contact. The ball in from Barlas is absolutely brilliant. Gets away from his marker, George Edmondson, and should score.
He wasn't the only Middlesbrough player holding his head, George Edmondson. It looked to be delivered on a plate.
Yes, it certainly was. I mean, when you've got nowhere near you and you've got away from your marker, all you've got to do really yourself an opportunity and a chance. I think he's gone for too much precision.
Well, he's been a good loan signing so far for Middlesbrough. At the other end of the pitch, George Edmondson, who helped Ipswich Town win promotion last season. Michael Carrick very much using his friendship with Kieran McKenna to prize George Edmondson away from Portman Road in the summer on loan. Once again, backing off Burnley in their 4-4-2 off-the-ball shape here. There's Brownhill. Now Sarmiento. Connor Roberts. The Burnley fans applauding right now for Lee Hunt, a very popular Burnley fan who has passed away at the age of 53. Well known around Turf Moor, a well-known stonemason in Burnley. The family of Lee have been overwhelmed by the tributes that have poured in since he passed away. So the applause there from the Burnley fans in the 53rd minute. There's Cullen. Humphreys demanding the ball on this side of the pitch. He was in a little bit of space. He's had to check back. He's got the ball now. Bashir Humphreys moves away from Doak. Sarmiento Let's see what he was trying to do.
Yeah, he just wanted to a little bit of a Cruyff turn, didn't he, so he could get the momentum going forward. Ricochet off the boot.
One of yours, that. He's got a run. Brownhill's made the break. Jaden Anthony. Jay Rodriguez lurking. They were claiming handball. Also the fans than the Burnley players.
It was a big cry, but it was really tight, wasn't it, in there?
Doka squeezed that through to Finn Azaz. They've worked this nicely, have Middlesbrough. It's Sonny Conway who got to try and find a way past Trafford, but no real power to trouble him.
Yeah, it was a real good bit of play as well. Finn Azaz, forward players we haven't quite seen. Virgil makes a brilliant run just to create that space for Conway. And this is the handball shout. Anthony puts that ball into the box. Definitely not. I think it's the other way around, if anything.
There's Jaden Anthony again. Sarmiento. He's picked himself up now. Jeremy Sarmiento on another loan out of Brighton. He was out on loan at West Bromwich Albion, then Ipswich last season. He played a part in Ipswich's promotion to the Premier League. Some big moments for him in the blue of Ipswich Town last season. Steal. For the last 5 in the Championship. Only have won their last 4. Two teams banging form, going head to head here tonight, and right now nothing to choose between the two. Would retrieve that from Hayden Hackney. Borges. It's Bergsorg, and it's straight at Trafford. Another chance for Middlesbrough.
Oh, big chance. Borges cuts that ball back. Just have a look. Bergsorg just doesn't drift into the 6-yard, holds his run, and then the cutback's perfect. Hits it. I think he just hits into the ball, and it just favours James Trafford in goal. I know it's straight at him, but no pace. I think that's just because he's hit down onto the ball that's lifted it rather than hitting through it. Really big chance. He's turned a corner in his second half. Middlesbrough, the chances are 2 big ones at that, by the way.
Well, we know they have missed big chances this season, have Middlesbrough. Their shot conversion has rocketed though in the last few weeks. The shooting accuracy. They've had 2 wonderful chances at the start of the second half. Free kick to defend. Burnley will be making a double change shortly. In the meantime, this is Sarmiento. He seemed to be aware of what was happening in and around him there to deal with that.
Well, his flashing at pace, I think, comes off the heel because it doesn't look a comfortable clearance, does it? It's at pace, and I think the blush is there as it comes off the heel. Doesn't matter as long as it's away from the goal.
Hannibal and Zian Fleming are the 2 who could be coming on shortly for Burnley. Egan waits for his moment. Power from Jay Rodriguez, or direction. There's Borges. He's been on the radar of Middlesbrough for a while, made the move to Teesside in the summer. To Borges from Clermont in France. It's been a bit of a problem area since Ryan Giles left. His long spell ended left back area for Middlesbrough. They did try and re-sign Giles in the summer. Another Burnley free kick.
Sarmiento does really well there because he's got all his breathing down his neck. Really clever bit of body play.
So Jeremy Sarmiento and Jay Rodriguez are the two who will be withdrawn here for the arrivals of Hannibal and Ziad Fleming, who, on the whole, since he arrived at Turf Moor this summer, has been playing in a number 9 role.
Yeah, well, that's what's going to happen, isn't it? And you're playing the team. Yes, his usual position. You see him right from Millwall. He scored a lot of goals. He's playing in that 10 position. So effective. He's playing a bit of a different role, isn't he, by playing as an out-and-out striker.
Sarmiento withdrawn, looks disappointed. He has had a bit of an injury of late, Jeremy Sarmiento, that he's been playing with. He's seen plenty of the ball here tonight, and looked like he was enjoying himself and did not want to be taken off. What player does? There's Hannibal, who's replaced him, trying to put the pressure on Edmondson. Real energy and drive and get around the pitch, Hannibal.
Yeah, he will do, and I think that's what it's needed. I just feel that they've just gone a little bit flat, haven't they? I think Sarmiento was the one that was looking to dictate and try and get that energy and that buzz around the front line, but Hannibal will definitely do that, and he will want to cross all areas in that final third.
Matchday looking to pick out Jaden Anthony. Borges gets to it. There's Anthony again. Kolyosha preparing the left for Burnley and making an impact, and Jaden Anthony's done the same on the right for Burnley since that switch a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I think he's been so much better on that right.
That's Cullen. Deflects behind. We have conceded 4 goals from corners so far this season. They're bottom 4 in the Championship when it comes to that. So they have had their problems dealing with corner kicks, and these have been placed right on top of Seny Dieng in the Borough goal. And by Jaden Anthony again. That's Fleming. Fleming once more. Dijksteel stuck to his task, and now Ben Doak leading the breakout for Middlesbrough. Bergzorg and Conway to his right. It's Ben Doak closing in. No one was there initially to engage him. Eventually Cullen did. Hackney.
It's a big call for him to try and pick one of his teammates out. I felt that his corner gets back and really does a good job. You can see the Burnley defenders running back in their numbers. I feel maybe just try and take him on and a cutback that just might open up for him. It's all obviously offering that little bit of support.
As I mentioned earlier, Middlesbrough hopeful that Liverpool won't trigger that recall clause in Ben Doak's loan in January. They went back to Anfield. They've been up against Mo Salah for that right-hand side. Is idle. Cullen. You would say that Middlesbrough have used the loan market really well in the last couple of seasons. Says Neto Borges. Now Bergzorg. Hackney. There's Edmondson. Dijksteel. Doak again, a 2 for company. He's getting used to that kind of attention. Barlassa. Doak once more. To drive at Humphreys. He's got away from Humphreys for now. Doak pulls it back for Hackney. Just like to cut the ball back, Ben Doak. Dijksteel. Nice seat from Humphreys. Koleosho, no way out. Now Barlasser. Good spell this from Middlesbrough. Barlasser again. Doak. There's Finazaz. Scored a cracker against Hull last week. He scored a few crackers, Finazaz. Doak. Hayden Hackney. And there's Dijksteel. Right through, Dijksteel has popped up in a pocket of space again. And this time Burnley are punished.
What a ball. What a ball. And he knows it. It's a brilliant bit of play from Borough. A bit like where the goal came from. Lasser zipping that ball into Dijksteel, and just have a look at that. That is a striker's dream. No one there to get on the end of it.
A good spell there for Middlesbrough.
That shows it all, doesn't it? A bit of a pattern that's developed that we've seen. Only having possession going that way. Put it down to the wind, and put it down to a lot more positive in their approach. But
Well, Doak flagged offside there. You can see the corner flag, can't you? That's the effect the wind is. Ben Doak flagged offside. But we saw there what Middlesbrough are capable of when they do pass the ball around, zip the ball around.
I mean, very impressive when they do that. Fortunate to put the game away at Norwich, and what a game that was. Probably one of my favourites this season. It really was. From a neutral perspective, I mean, they really moved the ball brilliantly.
It's gone straight to Doak from Trafford. Fizzed at Dale Fry. And Hayden Hackney. Two Teessiders having a little look at each other.
Super net control, wasn't it? That was.
As it says in the textbook. There's Ian Fleming. He draws in the foul from Edmondson, and Edmondson's now out of position. There's Hannibal. Anthony's to his right. Hannibal goes the other way. It's Hannibal, and Jaden Anthony says, "Why didn't you pass to me?"
Yeah. I'll tell you what, he's got to make that choice, hasn't he? I actually thought exactly the same. Jaden Anthony in acres of space. Hannibal does brilliant here. I mean, the touch draws the defender. That's where he's got to slip it in. If you're going alone, you've got to make sure you score, or at least that's the goalkeeper. That's the disappointment. He knows.
Jaden Anthony could have been in. Instead, he prepares to take this corner. We've seen he's going to the far post in the second half. And it's gone towards that area again. Fry taking care of business that time for Borough. And they will gladly accept the free kick. This is Middlesbrough's 8th consecutive season away from the top division of English football, their longest absence from the top division of English football in 50 years. There's a feeling around the Riverside that this could be the season. They could make it back. The parachute payment clubs are down to 4 this time around, Burnley being one of those.
And I look at the championship this season, and I feel that it's certainly there for the team to get a bit of momentum, get a bit of consistency to really grab the promotion spot this season. Anyone that's particularly running away with it is that.
There's Doak. Driving at Humphreys again and looking to outwit him, helped out by Dijksteel. It's Hayden Hackney. And Middlesbrough will take the corner.
He's got electric pace and sharpness. Then Doak. football in the second half.
Emmanuel Lattelat is stripped and ready to come on. We're hearing it will be Tommy Conway to make way shortly. Those two in a battle for the number 9 striker's role at the Riverside. Barlasser changes the angle, but Koleosho gets to it. Barlasser digs his heels in, wins it back. Finazaz has gone for it, and Trafford's behind it.
Yeah, safe pair of gloves. James Trafford. Just not dealt with, is it? Koleosho. Easy one for Trafford. More of a cross, wasn't it, from Finazaz?
Well, Cullen has picked out Koleosho. Trying to outwit Dijksteel. Koleosho, and Dijksteel stood his ground again and was up to the test.
I'll tell you what, it's been a real good battle, hasn't it, between the both of them. Dijksteel knows that he's got to be on his game. Koleosho also chopping and turning, trying to get on his left foot where he's going to put delivery into the box.
Tommy Conway withdrawn. On comes Emmanuel Lattelat. Didn't have too much to go at in the first half, Tommy Conway. But he'll always put a shift in, leading that line for Middlesbrough. And Emmanuel Lattelat comes on to replace him.
This is a good thing about this Borough squad, isn't it? That particularly when you have quality in the forward areas, that you can, if it's not quite working, you can resort to the next one. There's Lattelat, who certainly is very like for like, isn't he? He will cause problems going forward, has that sharpness and ability.
This has crept through to Brownhill, who didn't really catch hold of it.
Again, getting into some really key positions where it's always going to be difficult for him to hit that first time and generate pace and accuracy.
Emmanuel Lattelat, by the way, 6 goals in his last 8 games, including hat-trick against Oxford. He was put back on the bench not too long after that. The brutal world of being a striker.
I wouldn't know.
You're right. John Egan will be withdrawn shortly. Likewise, Luca Koleosho as Burnley plan another double change. Egan has been struggling with a calf problem. Pires and Josh Laron, the two who will come on shortly for Scott Parker's team. So Koleosho withdrawn. It has been some battle between him and Anthony Dijksteel, and further up that side it's been some battle between Ben Doak and Bashir Humphreys.
Yeah, the wide areas, that's where we felt that something was going to come from. Full-backs, wide players have been very good.
So Pires on for Egan, Josh Laron on for Koleosho. Egan, as we mentioned, was struggling with that calf problem, so he's withdrawn. A note has been handed out as well. Looks like a really compelling note too. And now it's being dispensed with by Josh Cullen, making sure it's ripped up and destroyed. Borges. There's Azaz. Looking for Lattelat over the top. He might find him too. Lattelat kept out by Trafford. He was just still inside his box.
That extra bit of energy and threat. Lattelat. I think when he gets that touch, should he do better? That's the question. Excellent goalkeeping again.
Now Josh Laron on the front foot for Burnley. He's unable to catch up with it. But that was a warning for Burnley with that ball over the top for Emmanuel Lattelat.
Yeah, it was a spin that Loves to chase down. He gets there first. It comes off the shin, doesn't it? I think he's trying to lift it over. James Trafford doesn't quite get the contact and purchase to lift it over him. Maybe should have took that on first time. That James Trafford miles out of his goal. I think you have to look at the line now that Humphries has gone into that centre-half role, hasn't he, which he can go and play on this left-hand side.
Well, a little bit of afters there involving Latte Lass and Connor racing it. Referee just taking his time to sort things out. Bernberg having a word in the ear of Emmanuel Latte Lass, and all is calm again.
Let's calm things down.
I'm sure Colin Roberts agree with that. The referee taking his time, sorting it out, and on we go.
Yeah, it's one of them things, isn't it, where the challenges, full of a shirt. I'm not sure that is. That's more of a grapple on the back of the net as well.
John Howson was getting involved there too. Meanwhile, Riley McGree has come on for Middlesbrough to replace Delano Bergzorg down their left-hand side. Who's had his injury problems to deal with, Riley McGree, but he can have a huge impact on this Middlesbrough team when he's fit and firing. We've seen that before. Well, these two like a little bit of late drama.
Well, they certainly do. Get to these latter stages, I think this is where a bit of tiredness creeps in, a bit of quality lacked. I do feel that the second half in particular, they've had the best chances, haven't they? When you look at the somewhat for sure where I feel he should have done better. Even better that one just recently where to lift it over Trafford, and he doesn't.
Carrick believes he's got the strongest squad now that he's had at his disposal as Middlesbrough head coach in terms of the balance and the strength in depth. He's used his bench here to try and affect it as Middlesbrough look to try and win this game. Marvel snaps in, but then loses out to Hayden Hackney. Borges motoring forward. That's one way to stop it. Dale Fry. Two-side voices filling the air at Turf Moor right now, however that may change right now. Josh Laurent, the referee's played the advantage. Jaden Anthony steps inside, but couldn't pick out the bottom corner.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Fleming does brilliant here as well. You won't notice it because he's just trying to disrupt defensively here. Just gets his arm up, stops Borough from getting back, but Jaden Anthony cuts in on that right foot. Something special, hasn't it, from that sort of range?
Anthony Dyke-Steele has a problem here.
Well, I said he had to be on his guard today. I mean, Koyosho running at him left, right and centre. He's certainly shown that he's won the battle. Some tired legs chasing back, also getting himself in great position where he gets his goal, a stunning goal, might I add. It's a centre forwards sort of strike, isn't it? I love the little celebration as well. And Roberts' goal, I think he was going for that top far. Right hand corner, the certainly winning out.
I didn't realise that was a heated football that the Middlesbrough players were celebrating around.
I wish we had one up here.
I've never seen a co-commentator as wrapped up as Lee Hendry is tonight. I hear he's here, but I can't see him. Can't see that face of yours. Anthony Dijksteel is back on his feet. He's had a bit of a tension. Looks like a bit of cramp by the looks of it. And he'll be back on shortly. Burnley, remember, with the chance to go back top of the Championship tonight. Still waiting to come back on this side of the pitch as Fleming takes the hit. He has to wait for the 30 seconds, and now he is way back on, and Middlesbrough are back up to their full complement. Slip through to Perez. Perez looking to test Dijksteel for yet another corner. They've troubled Anthony.
Hasn't quite worked, has it?
Once again, guarding that far post. Edmondson right in the middle zone of that 6-yard area. There's plenty happening in there. Jaden Anthony drops it towards that far post again. Once again was waiting. Middlesbrough got a player down in their own box, and the referee has seen it now and has had to bring play to a halt.
This was a big chance for Burnley. Ends up getting out. It's a bit flatter, the corner is, from Jaden Anthony. And Connor Roberts just maybe not expecting it. I think when you look at this, he might have been able to just take a touch, just to try and take the sting out of the cross, but just panics a little bit and gets it all wrong. Listen, these conditions are absolutely awful, aren't they?
Well, his nickname is Fridge, because he's so big, George Edmondson, so he'll be all right in these conditions, although he is... Well, the referee's just having a little look just to wait and see, and now Edmondson is back on his feet and ready to continue. Mentioned a couple of times already, Middlesbrough have had their problems defensively as a team at times. They have not been as solid at the back as they would have liked, but George Edmondson has still played a major part for them so far this season. Here's Perez. The ball blowing everywhere in the wind. Anything could have happened. There's Azaz. That's Fleming. Borges. Hackney.
Credit to both sets of players and team trying to still play football in these conditions.
6 minutes to play, plus additional time to find a winner at Turf Moor. Both teams who have been winning games of late. Middlesbrough was the home defeat by Blackburn Rovers at the Riverside. Well, from that, they'll be winning games, scoring goal after goal.
The second half has been a far better performance. I knew that they had that bit of a smash and grab going 1-0 up with the actual goal. Perez.
For more against Dijksteel, who once again stands his ground and guards his penalty box and comes out on top.
He's been excellent, hasn't he? I mean, it's a fresh pair of legs with Perez coming on, and he's really had to put a shift in.
games against Derby and Norwich to come. Next week or so, Middlesbrough with the trip to Leeds and the home game against Millwall on the agenda after this.
I think you look at Burnley's fixtures as well, there's some tough ones in there, isn't there? I think it's always a key stage of the season, I feel.
Told play to go on here, told Burnley to keep the ball rolling with Perez. Middlesbrough the man down, right in front of us. Doak, who's down.
And I felt that there was just a high foot there, and there clearly was. I mean, just as he gets inside, as you can see that there's a high boot and there is a foul there.
Well, the referee was happy for play to continue because it wasn't a head injury for Doak. The shoulder area, he didn't see it as a foul. Jaden Anthony prepares to take the corner. As Burnley look for a winner here, dropped again right on top of Seny Dieng, who has to take evasive action once more, and Middlesbrough get the free kick.
Yeah, it's better. I think the last two corners, I know it was also a foul, but it's so difficult for any goalkeeper that's got to deal with a ball that's right on top. Right on top of Seny Dieng, making it hard. I think he just nudges back into it, might even tread on it. That's why the foul's given.
He's missed the last 3 games because of illness, which swept through the Middlesbrough camp. Seny Dieng. Sol Bryn did a really good job and has found himself on the bench tonight with Seny Dieng fit again. Isaiah Jones will be coming on shortly for Middlesbrough. We're hearing it's to replace Ben Doak. EFL football coming your way tomorrow. The headline act comes from Ellen Road. Leeds United against Derby. See that on Sky Sports Football from 11. There's Hackney. Doak pointing to where he wants the ball. Latte Lats had to check his run. Hackney. Now Doak. And he is flagged offside, and another promising position comes to nothing for Middlesbrough, and Ben Doak is furious.
Yeah, it's disappointing. You take the best of the moments, don't you? He does everything right, driving into the space. Look at the runs, the options. Just turns them down, and that's why I feel that Doak is furious. He wants it early, and that's why he stopped his run. So really letting that.
So Ben Doak withdrawn. That was happening anyway. He's not short of confidence, is Ben Doak, in the right way. The 19-year-old is withdrawn. He always has Andy Robertson in his ear when he's on international duty with Scotland. His Liverpool teammate, of course. And Ben Doak is withdrawn, and Isaiah Jones, who's lost his place to Doak on the right for Middlesbrough, comes on.
He's a breath of fresh air. I love his attitude.
Isaiah Jones comes on. And we've just got over 2 minutes in additional time to see this game out. We do have someone on the pitch, by the way, in case you're wondering what's going on, but they have been eventually caught.
It's not me, Gary, I'm still here.
Unfortunately, yes you are. Well, if it stays this way, it won't be enough for Burnley to go back to the top of the Championship for now. Starting the night 2 points behind Sheffield United, who lead the way right now. They will keep their points total ticking over, and likewise for Middlesbrough.
Yeah, so I could feel that there's supposed to come from both of these sides. Like the conditions have been absolutely terrible to play, and yet we've still seen a really good game. Both sides have shown what they're capable of doing. As I said, we're getting to that sort of stage in the season now, aren't we, where Christmas period is where you can seriously put a run together going into the new year. I think both of these sides are certainly going to be amongst that promotion race this season.
We will have 6 additional minutes. Of course, with January approaching, it's all about whether teams can hold on to their star players, their assets. Middlesbrough know they will have a target on their back. They don't want to weaken their squad. Likewise, Burnley, who had so much change in the summer. There's Jaden Anthony. Jones back defending for Borough. Hackney. That's making a run and trying to cause problems here for Humphreys. And he's got to the ball, Lat. Referee trying to help him out inside the box and provide an option. Lat's endeavour has managed to win that corner.
Humphreys has got to understand where he is. He's the last man. He's got that breathing down his neck. It's one of them where it's got to go into Rosehead.
It's the League of Late drama. We've seen it again in the last few weeks, the Championship. Looking for a headline act here. Barlassa takes that corner. Flicked away by Laurent. There's Hayden Hackney. Borges. Plenty forward in the Burnley box here for Middlesbrough. To scurry back now. Burnley helped the winning goal. Good stay. He's got the ball protest. Here's Edmondson. To shake off Zian Fleming and runs out of pitch. With the attempted cross, Hackney. There's Hayden Hackney again, pulled back. That will be a yellow card for Hannibal. First of the game.
Yeah, it's a real cheap yellow card as well, isn't it? Hasn't affected the game. Maybe that's put into his head a little bit of frustration, but it's a real poor yellow card.
Yeah, it puts him out of the game against Derby, which is coming up this week. Lee, your player of the match.
Yeah, Symphony, still, as you can imagine, he's had a lot to deal with. He got that early goal for Borough, but defensively he's been absolutely excellent. Everything thrown at him. Even felt that he might not even start with Luke Ayling, the possibility of coming in, but showed the decision to start him, and he's been excellent.
Yeah, good to be in the departure lounge in the summer, Anthony Dagsteel, but he did not leave the Riverside, and he's had a huge impact, particularly in this game. Estev. Dagsteel involved again. There's Perez. Now Cullen. These two find the golden touch again. Time is running out. Dale Fry. There's Jones, now Dagsteel. Looking to set Jones away. Steph gets to it, Perez. Perez again, Cullen bundled over. Burnley getting on with things quickly. Estev. There's Humphreys. Roberts. Levelled up for Burnley with that looping shot in the first half after Anthony Dijksteel put Middlesbrough in front. Throws himself to the ground and picks himself up quickly. Pires, Jaden Anthony making the run behind Anthony Dijksteel. Anthony's ball in, sent away by Dale Fry. There's Pires. Brownhill, clever movement from him. Barlasser tries to get back. Brownhill looking for a bit of help inside the Middlesbrough box. Now Azaz. Challenged by Jaden Anthony to win it back. And that is the end of the game. Nothing to choose between the two former teammates at England youth level, Michael Carrick and Scott Parker, two of the rising talents in English football when it comes to coaching. The first time they've met as head coaches. And it ends all square between the two. Anthony Dijksteel put Middlesbrough in front, a really clever finish as he headed towards the deck. But then Connor Roberts took aim with his left foot and looped a shot over Seny Dieng to level up for Burnley. Middlesbrough had some really big chances in the second half to potentially win the game. Edmondson with one of those, but they couldn't take it in the end. It is finished at Turf Moor as Burnley miss out on the chance of going top of the championship again. Burnley 1, Middlesbrough 1.